that you could gain intelligence from that. And therefore, the data points that the AI engine could actually handle became far, far bigger. And with the advancement, what has happened is that these agents can not only generate content, not only have very rich conversations with you or with your customers, but it can also create actions. If your workflows are automated, it can create actions so that, going forward, it can be totally autonomous. Even now, it is totally autonomous. You don't need a human in the chain, okay? And thereby what it can actually do, it can increase your productivity, it can increase your efficiency, it can increase the auditability of the decisions that are being taken. All of these things can be done in the third layer. So that's where we are at this point of time. Now, if you consider India, what are we doing? We feel that, India is one of those countries that has, that is actually digitally quite mature, okay? Given the India stack, the India public stack, there are very few other countries, in fact, I would say there are no other countries that have the kind of public digital stack that India has. And therefore, it is something that India should be able to use to its advantage in order to serve the millions and millions of its population who are today underserved. We can use it in the areas of education, we can use it in the areas of healthcare, we can use it in the area of pure customer service, which again is not something that is of a very high order right now, merely because no company can afford an unlimited workforce. But with Agent Force, the same workforce that you have today, they can be made limitless. Okay, so that is where India is today. On the other hand, the Startup India motion that was started a few years back by the government, what that has done is that has created an environment in India which actually actively promotes startups. Okay, and we have a startup program of our own where we create a community of these startups so as to give them the ability to not only innovate on our platform, but also to meet up with each other, find out from each other what are the markets, what are the ideas, how can they collaborate, how can they take things forward together. Now, in order to better serve them, and not only that, to enthuse them, we have created this AI pitch wheel, and our people here, Sanket and Karthik, they will tell you what exactly it is all about. But it is a way of bringing together the startup community and getting them to talk about what they are doing, and then maybe, actually looking at a few of them and seeing how can we actively help them so that, they can do many more things. Because many of these startups are actually trying to address the huge pain points that our communities have. They are addressing pain points that are there in every particular industry or every particular pursuit. And that is where we believe, this AI pitch wheel is something that we are starting here for the very first time. By the way, I don't think we have done this globally anywhere. Have we? So this is also being started in India, which I think is a great thing because India has it's the third largest startup ecosystem in the world. And if you look at users, or rather trailblazers as we call them, we have the second largest community after the US of people who actually innovate on the Salesforce platform, work with the Salesforce platform, advocate the Salesforce platform. So we have a lot of people who are actually there involved in that community. So to that end, I think this is something that is very timely that we are bringing it about. And we are very excited about it. We would love to share more about all of this. And after our opening statements, I'd be glad to take any other questions.
Thank you all for being here and supporting us in this journey. In terms of Salesforce Ventures, and I'll pick from where Sanket left, but I'll also provide some context around Salesforce Ventures. We were started around 15 years ago as a venture firm to support best-in-class entrepreneurs around the world in their journey of building amazing companies. We provide patient capital with a long horizon. We think about creating global communities and also providing unparalleled access to enterprise resources to all our companies so that they can be as successful in their journey as possible. We believe innovation comes from around the world. We've been investing globally since day one. We've done a lot of investments across US, UK, Europe, Israel, Japan, Korea, India, Australia, and many, many more countries. Really, the philosophy is that innovation is born anywhere and everywhere in the world. It is really our responsibility of how we can elevate it to that global level. And when you think about B2B SaaS done right, it really is done best when served truly at a global scale. This vision has allowed us to partner with hundreds of entrepreneurs from diverse markets and diverse backgrounds in their journey to going global. We invest in enterprise software from pre-seed up until pre-IPO. The journey is commitment to being there from day one till as they progress and go public. The areas of investment we focus on are data, security, infrastructure, generative AI, and also more so classical AI across horizontal software, but also vertical industries. We also have a focus on impact and kind of focusing on our values as we do these things. In terms of AI and kind of bringing this full circle, Salesforce has been at the forefront of AI, and we work very closely across Fortune 500, but also Global 2000. We've been a trusted partner to these enterprises, and we also provide that ecosystem for them to thrive. As part of that, we work very closely thinking about how we can help enterprises with AI, but then how can we bring an ecosystem of partners and software companies that can also further help enterprises on their AI journey.
I am Sanket Atal. I'm Managing Director at Salesforce India, managing operations and the research and development organization. Today we have an event called the AI Pitch Field, which basically celebrates the startup ecosystem in India. At Salesforce, we had started 3 years ago something called the Salesforce Startup Community, which was meant to nurture and help startups in India. And it's fundamentally different from accelerators and incubators that exist in the ecosystem, in that it's a community where people join, they get helped by Salesforce, but in turn, they help each other as well. It's a very unique concept and it's doing really well. And as a result of that, so many of these startups have developed products that are available worldwide on our international app store called App Exchange. So today marks a competition, the first of its kind ever by Salesforce in India, where these startups are pitching their thoughts and their ideas about a product based on AI. And the winner of this competition will be getting a $100,000 investment from Salesforce Ventures in the form of a safe note. So very exciting times. It's a true catalyst moment for the Indian startup ecosystem and AI. Super excited to see who wins today.
Sir, you told me that you have existed in India and this is being done from the last October or so. Can we take it as a pilot project?
So the Salesforce startup community has existed for the past 3 years.
14 years, but this concept.
Past 3 years,
yes,
this particular competition was conceptualized and launched in October. Yeah, and October is when we declared it. So many hundreds of startups applied for the competition, and from there we shortlisted 5. There were so many great entries, but we had to limit to 5. Yeah, and today all 5 of them will be pitching on stage.
So your first rolled out, I can say.
Yes, not the first, but the first competition of its kind has been rolled out. Has been rolled out. It's a landmark day for Salesforce
and
India.
I wish you all the best, and not just for you. All the startup communities should be a part of this initiative.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.